Okay, well, I think we'll get started. It looks like we're starting on time. Excellent. Thank you, everybody. I'm Victoria Peterson-Lewis with Cloud Goddess Enterprises. And together with the library, I host and produce the Mancos Wellness Talks. This is our 5th season doing the Mancos Wellness Talks. We actually started before the pandemic and then had to shut down for several months, and then we started up back doing more of a series with a focused topic. So this year our topic is aging with grace and wellness, and so it's really for all ages because we're all aging. So today we have Monique Alvarez here, and she'll be speaking on nutrition, food. Sorry, I messed up the title.
No, it's all good.
Food, rituals, and supplements.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
Welcome.
for having me. And thank you all for coming tonight. I know there's many other things that you could be doing, including sitting on the couch and watching Netflix. So I appreciate being here. So, and Victoria, thank you for creating a focal point for the community so that each and every month we can learn how to better take care of ourselves. And could there be a better use of our time and energy? Because when we take care of ourselves, we're actually taking care of everyone. We're taking care of our children, our parents, our neighbors, our community, and our world. So tonight, I don't have any plans or intentions of teaching you anything and telling you what you must do, but instead I want to connect you to yourself, to your own heart, to your own intuition, your own wisdom, because you are actually the expert of you. You are the best person to take care of you, and no one has a greater authority over you and your health, your aging, your well-being than you. So, I want you to know too, whatever I walk you through, you can participate in it or not, or to whatever degree you want. It's simply, I'm gonna throw out different exercises, ideas, and you can accept it or reject it. You can say, I like this one, I don't really like that one. And tonight is really just a practice, and then maybe you'll be able to take something home with you that you can continue as well. So the first thing I want to invite you to do is to feel yourself, your own body sitting in your chair now. Notice your feet on the floor, where your shoulders are, where your jaw is. Notice the breath that's moving in and out of you, your heart that's beating without any effort on our part. And if it feels good, I want you to imagine roots coming out of your feet and going in to the floor and down through the foundation of this building and down into the earth beneath us, into this land that we have chose to live in and to be on and to be stewards of. So as you are breathing, with each inhalation, you can draw up support, nourishment, resources, and love from the earth. And with each exhalation, you can take those roots down even further. If you have another favorite place, you can take those roots there. Moving with your breath. This is really just to bring you back to yourself. You've probably taken care of other people, had many conversations, and now I want you to gather all of yourself back and bring yourself back into your body. On your next inhalation, I want you to draw up whatever you need, whatever you desire, whatever you seek from the earth beneath you. And on your last exhalation, I want you to push that breath through the top of your head and out to the cosmos, and then watch it fall back to the earth. we're always connected. We're always connected to ourselves and to this place that we live and to each other. And that is always going to be home for us. We might do that a few more times. So as Victoria said, we're going to cover rituals, food, and supplements. Rituals are one of my very favorite things, and it's just a fancy way of saying things that we do every day for ourselves. That we're aware, like, these things, they feel good. They matter, and so I take the time for them. So the first thing that I want to talk about is rituals. Now, I call another phrase for this that I often use with my clients is I ask them, what is your light practice? In other words, what makes you feel good? What makes you feel light? What always brings you joy? Now, many times we're taught that those are the things we get to do on the weekend. Those are our rewards for a good, hard day's work. That's what we get if we finish that never-ending to-do list. But I think the light practice belongs first. Not the reward at the end, but the inspiration that we begin with. So, you have a piece of paper, maybe, if you need one or want one. We've got more, we've got pens. If your pen doesn't work, we've got a bag full of them. Yeah.
I didn't know I was gonna have paper.
It's all good. And so what I want you to use your paper for, you might write on it, you might use words, you might use drawings. I want you to ask yourself, what feels good to me? If you thought about your perfect day and you have just started this day, how would you love to start your day? What always makes you feel good? It doesn't matter if it seems fancy or not, if it seems related to health or not. It doesn't matter if somebody else would think it is important or meaningful, but I want you to ask yourself, how do I love to start my day? What feels good for me? I want you to write it or draw it. Even if the rest of the day went sideways, if I did this, it's good. Now, some of you might think of more than one. Even better, right? So I like to have what I call a light practice toolbox. These are all the things and all the ways that I can start my day with. So if you think of more than one, that's a good thing. You don't have to limit this list. If you keep thinking of it, you just keep writing it. And when you feel complete, you don't have to force it, or maybe you can make yourself a note and you can come back to it. So I'm a real Post-it note person. I think I inherited it from my mother because she's got Post-it notes everywhere as well. So what I love to do is I like to create either poster boards or Post-it notes on my mirror, at my desk, wherever I walk. Fridge is a great one, wherever we walk by and see multiple times a day. And I write a list of my rituals and my light practice because we all have days where we forget. We forget that we're not here to respond to everybody else's needs and emergencies. We forget that we actually get to fall somewhere in the importance of all of the things that are going on. We forget that, oh, I can take care of myself. And sometimes we forget the little things that go a long way. So I love having my list right there at my desk so that I can remind myself, oh yeah, you know what? Just a walk around the yard. That feels so good. A cup of tea and sitting down and only drinking my tea, only smelling my tea, only enjoying my tea. The other thing I love about rituals is it's doing one thing at a time. How many are, you find most of your day you have to multitask? You know, you're doing many things at once. You've got to be cooking and homeschooling and calling and, right? Many things. Rituals are a time when we can do one thing at a time. So, as an example, if I go for a walk on my property, I don't put a podcast in my ear. I don't use that time to do anything else. So, would anyone like to share one of their favorite rituals that they thought of? Because I always love hearing other people's and I can add it to my list. Yes?
Walking my dog.
My dog. That's a great one.
He brings me such joy. It's so much fun to watch him just run around and sniff and do all what he does.
It's a good one. You get a lot out of that one because animals are so healing.
Definitely.
Then you're out, you're getting a walk, you're finding joy in your own things, watching him find joy. Yeah. Anyone else want to share?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I've been for many years doing Tai Chi every morning.
Love it.
So that, and especially the exercises that go along with it, the Johnson chips.
Excellent.
When I forget, well, not quite a good day,
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and
It could be
that's,
good, but
I know what you mean.
But it makes it better.
Yeah. I definitely notice the days where I go, I didn't do my things.
You know it.
And I think everyone else knows too.
Yeah.
Somebody else want to share? Thought I saw another hand. Is there somebody over here? Okay.
Well, I like to, as soon as my eyes open, I go outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I just stand on my patio, and in the summer, of course, you have hummingbirds and birds and everything, and just listen and be still, nothing else. And I look across that way, this way, and I'm just still, and then I do 10 minutes of Qigong. So that's how I start my day. And if I can't go outside and do the Qigong, I do it inside looking outside.
Mhm.
So I feel like I'm outside. So that's how I start my day, and then it just keeps going.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a ritual queen. I taught her that, how to be rituals too. This is so important. And for me, it's like, you've got to carve out 10 minutes no matter what. And so that's what I did even running a business. I just had to do it. And I used to tell my customers, if I don't do this, this is what I have to do before I get here so that I can actually help you.
Mm-hmm.
See how important that is. It's not like an option, or I'm off and I can't help you. So
It's true. Rituals are how we fill our own cup. Otherwise, I can only come to you with, what I can only come to you with what I put in myself, what I've given myself. And if I don't do this for myself, I'm coming to you pretty empty. Yeah. So when we think about the beginning of our day, of course, I naturally think about the end of my day. It took me a long time to realize, even if this day went completely sideways, I can choose how I end this day. And actually, it's a really good idea for me to be intentional about that. Otherwise, it has a way of continuing and picking it right up where I left off the next morning. So either I can process this in my sleep, I can release it, I can forgive myself and others, I can, go, you know what? I did my best, I'll try again tomorrow. Or I can think, I wish I would have told her that, and you know what? And then just, right? The mind can spin. So let's shift to the end of our day. What is one of your favorite ways to end your day? What feels good when you lay your head on that pillow? What do you like to do right in those last final minutes of the day in order to end the day feeling good. You might have something that you'll write down or that you'll draw. It's okay too if you have something that you go, I've always wanted to do that, I've never actually done it, but it sounds like a good idea. You can go ahead and write that down too. Somebody's having fun. Anyone want to share a nighttime ritual or end of day ritual?
Well, I like to, well, it usually begins with the last walk with the dogs out in the yard, so there's stars, there's all of that beauty up there. And then before I actually sleep, I like to think about the things that blessed me during the day that I'm grateful for, and say thank you.
Yes, ending the day with gratitude is one of the most powerful things we can do as human beings. Anyone else want to share?
Well, the very, very last thing after many other rituals, I like to lay in bed and just put my hand in my heart and say, I kind of do a rewind in my day, and I just say, I feel I did my best, and I just want to go to bed blessing others, asking for forgiveness if I, unintentionally done something, and forgive those that may have offended me somehow or whatever, but I just want to go to bed with a clear conscience and end the day in peace and say, bless the world. And that's how I am.
Beautiful. I stole this ritual from one of my clients. She told me that at the end of her day, part of her gratitude list is she thought about the people that had blessed her, that had, that you made that so much easier, or it was so good to see you, or thank you for helping me with that. And so she would either just write a simple little note or a text or some form of communication, and she would make sure that they got that. And because what she found is that most of us don't realize the impact that we have on others, and it always reminds us that, oh yes, those things matter, and I appreciate that. The other one that I love is similar to you, Mom, laying in bed, placing my hands on my heart and telling myself, I love you. So one of the things that we get to do as adults is parent ourselves. So whatever that looks like, it's actually such an incredible exercise to tell ourselves what we needed to hear. What we would tell our children, what we would tell our best friend, saying that to ourselves. So when we start and end the day this way, we have a really good chance of making every interaction a little bit easier, a little bit lighter, a little more fun, a little more cooperative. Could you imagine if every single person in our county started and ended their day in a way that felt good? How powerful is that? Even if 10% of us did this, what a difference that would make. How much more love would be circulating? Okay, so you have your list that you can continue when you get home. This might even be something that you ask your kids, ask your spouse, your friends, your clients, your customers. Now, I know I told you how much I like rituals, but I really like food too.
Yeah.
It's the truth. So, shall we talk about food? Food is an interesting topic in our culture because oftentimes there's a lot of, shame around it, and, we're really not supposed to like it that much because then that kind of, what does that make me? Makes me a complete glutton, and I love it. So, I love food, and what I find with food is that our bodies actually know so well what serves us. Yeah. And this is another one of those things, I think the more we seek outside advice and outside authority, the further off track we get. And sometimes the standard conventional wisdom isn't right for us. It is right for me to start my day with a brownie a lot of times. It is very right. Now, nobody's gonna say that on the health talk, right? In fact, this might be your favorite part of the health talk. So I want you to go back to yourself, come back into your own body. And I want you to notice, maybe even make note of or draw, what are the foods that make you so happy, that you feel so good with? And go ahead and let go for a little bit. If somebody else thinks that's good or bad or right or wrong, what if that wasn't the case? What if we could just focus on, these foods really make me happy. These foods make me feel good. What would those foods be for you? Foods, beverages, anything like that. What do I love eating or preparing?
I need some more paper.
Oh, yeah. We should hang out more.
Hey, it's all over the back of that. Look at that.
Here's another question that you can add to this. Okay, so as you're rolling and as you're having fun, you see you're smiling. I can see you're smiling. This is a good indication you're eating the things that are good for your body, as if you're smiling while you eat it, right? When you think about eating those foods, how does your body respond, right? So your face responded. You probably got this some sort of sensation. You can even imagine eating it, and your body will give you that feeling. Yeah? Our imaginations are so incredibly powerful. So when you eat your favorite foods, or you allow yourself to eat what you're craving and wanting in that moment, how does it make your body feel? How does your body respond? A great mantra around food is, I get to enjoy my food. I get to enjoy my food. No need to feel guilt while I eat that brownie. That's completely unnecessary, right? I get to enjoy my food. And the more present I am with my food while I'm eating it, the more enjoyable it will be.
When I eat my chocolate torte with you, and I always say, I love you. and it never makes me back.
And it loves me back, exactly.
And I have friends that would say, oh, I shouldn't be eating this. It's gonna make me fat. I'm like, don't eat it. It's definitely gonna make it. But I always say, I love you.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I moved to Albania when I was 20 years old to volunteer at an orphanage, and the Albanians have this tradition of, before you eat something, there is a phrase that you say, and it's Talum Shinduar, and it says, I bless the hands that prepared this. And I find that that's a great way to connect with the food and with the purpose that we eat. You know, we're blessing the hands that made it. We're blessing the place it came from, the animal that it came from. We're blessing our bodies. We're blessing the food as we eat. This then is a completely different experience. I don't have time for this. I think I'll just eat at my desk. I shouldn't be eating this. Oh, I've eaten too much today. All of that sort of dialogue shifts when the way you start your meal is, I bless the hands who made this.
The Korean and the Japanese cultures do the same thing.
It's a powerful, it just sets an intention, yes? I love that. One of the things I find that helps me be present with my food is to notice and really tune into my senses. So I want you to imagine for a second you're eating your favorite meal or your favorite food or whatever you want to have for dinner or whatever you ate for dinner. What was the most powerful sense that you experienced? Was it the smell? Was it the texture? Was it the feeling in your mouth? Was it the taste? Does it have a particular flavor that you love? Who wants to share one of their favorite foods? You're gonna make me hungry, I haven't eaten yet. But we're gonna. I'm gonna have a birria taco after this, and I'm gonna enjoy it thoroughly. So what's some of your favorite foods? Meals? Come on.
I'll share. I'm Irish, it's potatoes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, I mean, I know,
I
no
love
judgment.
it. No, I love it.
Um,
I love potatoes.
I love new potatoes that are first boiled, then smashed, olive oil and garlic, a little salt and pepper, and then put in the oven at a high. So, I mean, it's like,
Sounds good.
That's really good.
We're sold, yes.
We're sold.
My husband says that I have great love for the potato, that's why I make them so well. I never met a potato I didn't love. I'm going to now tuck that away, and now I've got to go home and try to recreate that.
It's yummy.
Sounds like it. Who
Well, I
else is-
personally just love beautiful food. If it's
Ooh,
beautiful.
yeah, visually appealing.
Yeah, it's gotta be very, I don't eat
What is
everything.
it?
Beautiful.
Beautiful, a beauty, you know,
We-
everything
Oh.
beautiful.
We
Oh, I
eat with
got
our
it. Okay.
eyes, yeah? We eat
Colorful.
with
I
our eyes
thought
first.
you were mentioning a specific.
We always,
food.
like, I just make one at breakfast and it's gotta be all pretty.
Arranged,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, I can't eat it. But anyway, you know, we're not, we don't count calories, carbs, anything. We just eat what we love, and I'm probably eat a little more, should I say cleaner than you? I mean, I'm a little, I think it's because it throws me off.
No, you just eat in accordance to you, and I eat in accordance
Yes,
to
that's
me.
exactly, because what throws me off doesn't throw her off. So
Yeah.
we listen.
And that's the interesting thing, right? So if we go across the board, like, don't eat potatoes, that is
That
actually,
would really make you sick.
that would throw a large part of the population off, right? And that's why these hard and fast rules don't actually serve us, yeah? One of the things I find fascinating when we study blue zones, so areas of the world where people live to be 100 and they don't decline. You know, they're still gardening, they're still doing Tai Chi, they're still, you know, going to their great-grandkids' birthday parties. They cannot identify a certain food or a certain set of foods. It's not that simple. What they have identified is that in every place where people live long without decline is that they are connected to their food. They have a deep appreciation for their food. They know where their food comes from. They prepare it and they share it with others. That's the important component with food, right? So that is what our takeaway is. Your body is going to tell you not only what's right for you, but what's right for you right now. Because what's right for me in the fall is different than what I crave in the summer. It's different than what I crave in the winter. And it's different if I'm pregnant or if I'm raising little ones or if I'm 79 years old. So the key is that whatever your body is telling you, it's actually wanting to deliver the exact nutrients that you need right now. And that's why listening to ourselves instead of everyone else is so important, because they're not in my body, they're not my age, they're not in the season I'm in. So the next question for you, since this is such an important element to food, if you were to name this chapter of your life, what would you call it? If you were to name this chapter of your life, what would you call it? You see, now you're getting present with, okay, who am I right now?
Chapter 5.
What did he say? Chapter 5.
Sorry.
No, I like it. Simple, exactly.
I read authors with no imagination on
Well,
their.
that's okay. If you were to name this chapter of your life, what would you call it? There's many things that impact this chapter of our life, yeah? It's just
I'll say golden. Joyful, golden. Because every day's just beautiful. Because I find it back there. You know,
Yeah.
I finally get to enjoy this time in just pure joy.
My chapter is caregiver,
Mm.
so it's not that joyful.
Yes.
Trying to get there, and it's been a lot of ignoring my own self-care.
Yes.
So I am
Yes.
trying to intentionally do more things like this for myself
Yes.
Mm.
and take time.
Even this.
Well, you're here.
This is great.
This is
Yeah.
very,
Perfect.
very
Yeah.
good for all of us.
Yeah.
Caregiving is incredibly demanding, incredibly demanding. And it, not only with the practicality of it, but I find that caregiving often brings up our own triggers, our own
Especially
traumas,
with
our
it's
own.
family.
Right?
that you're caregiving.
It's all very close to the surface. It's a highly emotional, process, so yeah.
I'm with you. We're in the same place.
Oh, I feel for you.
24/7 with my partner, and it's something, when I was taking care of my children, I would always think, there's going to be a last diaper. There's going to be, and unfortunately, in this kind of caregiving, there are going to be many lasts. So the name of my chapter is Uncharted Waters.
Oh,
yeah.
That's my chapter
Really
in
good.
too, even though it's a very different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that.
Actually, I've stalked you on Facebook. so-
Okay. Got it.
And, we will talk soon and at length, but yes, you and I both have jumped off many cliffs to see if we
Yes.
can fly.
Exactly. Let's see if we can fly.
I find these times really confusing. I'm 72. The cell phones. Oh my God. They steal our kids. I'm taking care of, helping caregive with great granddaughters that son and grandson could care less. So mom and I are doing it. We bump heads royally, but we do it. And we get past it. But yeah, it's so confusing. What these electronics brought to our life, it stole our innocence. It stole our kids' innocence. I'm overwhelmed. I have to say, and I'm a strong woman. I've been through a lot. But boy, these times, they just slap me in the face. And I keep going. Like I said, there's not very many things I haven't done to make my family go forward and my life go forward. And there were goals. I don't see this. The hard workers aren't there, and the integrity in business. I just get beside myself. But what do? You go on, one foot in front of the other, and all these rituals are really helpful, I have to say, because there's some pretty overwhelming things in this world these days.
I think that word is appropriate.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think overwhelming is what many people feel, but very few express. And so I appreciate you naming it.
Well, I go in my little house and I shut my little door, because that's all I have control of it sometimes, you know, and just be so thankful that a flood or something like that hasn't taken it away.
Yes.
I am very, very thankful. So, yeah, that's how I feel about this chapter.
Yes, yes. Anyone else want to share?
I call mine continuing education, because I'm still learning.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Keep on that.
Yes. Always something new to learn. Beautiful. I appreciate you sharing all that with me and with all of us. So, your body loves when you feed it what you want, when you don't deny it, when you don't reject it, when you don't shame it, when you don't make anything right or wrong, when you just can be so fully in that moment. And the more meals that you can share with others, the better. I'm guessing every time you invite someone to share a meal with you, it's better for them too. And that's the beauty of food. It automatically and naturally includes community, family, relationships, communication. Yeah. Okay, so the next segment, what time is it anyway? 6:45. Okay, perfect. So the next segment is supplements. And what I love about supplements is that they are here to assist us, because depending on the season we're in, we sometimes need a little extra help. You know? And that's the way I like to think of supplements. Supplements are meant to do just that, supplement us. They can never replace, they can never make up for an unhealthy lifestyle. But when we're in tune with ourselves, when we're in our rituals, when we're choosing food and thoughts, and we're in our own flow, they can assist us when we need a boost, when we need a little bit of extra support. So in this season of your life, where do you feel like you need additional support or assistance? You don't have to think of a specific vitamin or supplement or mineral, but first let's go broad. Asking for help is not what most of us have learned to do, especially in a community like this. Being self-sufficient, being self-reliant, these are really valued, and they're excellent attributes. And also at every stage and season of our life, we do need assistance. So if you look at the season of your life, what could you use some extra support or assistance around? I want you to write it down. You don't have to share it with anyone. But I just want you to pause, and if you could access absolutely anything and you didn't feel bad about it, and you didn't feel like you weren't good enough or that you weren't trying hard enough, what assistance would be helpful? What additional support could you use? It could be something as simple as, I need someone to hang up the art in my house.
I said housekeeper.
Housekeeper, yeah.
There you go.
Housekeeper's a great one. I would feel so supported if I had this assistance and this support. Nothing's off the table. You can write it down and it's okay. Is there a relationship that would support you? It would make life better, richer. That's how I met my husband, actually. I was just fine, except for I traveled the world for 10 years solo, and then this interesting thing started happening on Sunday nights. I wanted someone to spend Sunday night. I wanted to go to dinner, I wanted to go to the movies, I wanted to have someone to have a conversation with. And so I just one day said, you know what? I'd like to have someone to spend Sunday nights with. And within 3 months, my Sunday night person showed up. And he's been here for 17 years. Is there a relationship that you would love to have in your life? A friendship?
Can I share? Being a one-woman show for 41 years, you know, it's kind of a lonely business having a retail store and just me in there. So now I'm loving creating friendships, you know, like girlfriends, and do lunch and stuff. That's like
A whole new thing.
whole new thing for me. So that's what I'm really, and that really helps me because, and that's why I enjoy golf, because I'm making some real genuine friendships and having them over to the house and then invite me to their house. That's completely foreign to me because I'm always at the store. So I missed out on that. But now, and that's why I call this golden years. Not that life is perfect, but I'm starting to, you know, find a new place in my life that was missing. And I too take care of my mother. She's almost 90. And I even find that golden, even though difficult, because I'm connecting with my mom in a whole new way. And thank God I have my daughter that I can say, oh. And she's got great words of wisdom because I'm learning to make connections with my mom that I didn't have before. I would have been the least likely one in my family to be my mom's caregiver.
Really? Wow.
But I was chosen by universe, her, or whatever, and so I'm doing it with a good heart and as much love as I can, but it is challenging. But she's not high maintenance, but I'm watching her go away, which is not good for me.
That's hard.
It's very hard. I'm used to like helping people stay here.
Right.
So this other part's like, ooh, and I've kept her here, believe me, a few more years by knowing how to feed her and give her supplements, and I'm like, no, it's gonna happen, so I've got to accept that, and it's hard. So all these other little outside friendships are helping me, even though they don't even know what's really going on in my life, but just having tea and laughing and, you know, stuff like that, because I always do that alone after work with my family, but not friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, another relationship that I called in, we were living in Sicily, and I had recently lost a daughter, and so I called in a mother figure. And so we got an Airbnb, and we were gonna be in this one area for 3 months, and the Airbnb host, she just instantly became my mother. And she didn't speak a word of English, and I didn't speak a word of Italian. So for the first few weeks, we just talked, and we just sat together. And then she contacted her daughter who lived abroad. So she didn't have daughters, and I didn't have a mother. So we were both, you know, our families were far away. And her daughter said, you can put this app on your phone, and you're going to talk into it. It'll translate to her, and then she'll talk. It'll translate for you. So we used to talk with Google in the middle of us, and we just do this. And she just completely took me on as a daughter. She took me shopping. She bought me underwear for me. She would order in meals. She'd say, you know, there's food arriving at this time at your house. She had us over for dinner. You know, she bought my boys stuff. She would tell us, okay, we got you a driver. You have to go to this restaurant in this town. Like, she coordinated everything for 3 months and actually stayed in contact until this day. So there's so many relationships, if we can identify them, if we're willing to ask for them and acknowledge, you know what, I love this right now, that they can show up. Because she needed it as much as I did. So if we got more specific, you might think of things like, right now in this season of my life, I need more sleep. I need more rest. I need more downtime. I need more fun. I need more humor. I need more water. I need more chocolate.
Always.
That's an understatement.
Truffles, yes, I do have amazing truffles for any of you chocolate lovers. I have a stash. Christina has approved of them. She's. And then it might come even more specific. I could really use more magnesium in my life. Could use a little more GABA.
Well, adaptogens. I wrote down
Adaptogens,
adaptogens to
yes.
support the nervous system. Because we're not gonna get out of this, so we just need to be able to adapt.
That's right. Yes.
Yes, and GABA is very good. A
Yeah.
few other things. So I'm supporting my nervous system, and you girls, yeah.
Mhm. It's
Yeah.
important, especially when you're giving a lot, when there's a
Yeah.
lot of output, right?
Yeah.
The other thing that I think of with this type of support that we all need and we all return to in our own way is this connection to where we came from and where we will return to. Our connection to God or a higher power, our connection to something bigger than us. Because we all need assistance and support. And so what do we do when we're at the end of our rope, when we're at the end of our ideas and resources and coping mechanisms and all that? How do we do that?
We don't act upon the intrusive thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
So I want you to think about what connects you to that. For some people, it's nature. For some people, it's a church. For other people, it's prayer. For some, it's meditation. What connects you to a higher source, to a higher power, to your truth, to anything that, whatever you would call it, to God? What is your pathway there? Because when we become aware of all this and we're practicing this, the specifics, for example, of what vitamin or mineral or food or therapy or treatment might be of the most benefit to us, it will come into our life. It will pop into our minds. We'll meet someone who goes, hey, have you tried this? You'll meet the person who does the thing that, yes, that's what I've been looking for. That's what I've been craving, and I know what I need. Because then we're in this flow and we're in the synchronicities of life. And we know, we can feel when we're in that. And we can feel when we're out of it. So everything that we need and everything that will benefit us will come. It will show up. So as we wrap this up, first of all, I would love to open it up and allow anyone to share anything that's come to you to be related to anything we've shared, or just something that, an aha or a thought that you have had that you would like to share with the group. And then I'll walk us through one more little exercise. Anyone have anything that they'd like to share?
Well, I had an aha moment with these two ladies, that it would be nice that I could have you over for tea
Oh, love that.
in nature, because I think it's a little harder for you girls, but it would support me because we're all in this together, but wouldn't that be lovely?
I would love it.
And see, that's what I'm also missing, is more friendships, and not talk about business or, help, just genuine supporting, each other and kindness, and so probably.
You have to exchange numbers.
Yeah.
Exchange numbers.
That'd be
Yeah.
great. You used to live across the street from me
I do.
on
did.
Hermosa.
I don't live there.
No, she said she used
I
to.
do used
did?
to. Yeah.
Okay.
My dad is Don Tripp.
Oh, yes.
1810.
Oh,
Yeah.
You look so familiar.
I look like my mom. Someone
Yeah,
thought I
you're
was my
taking-
mom today.
No,
That's-
That's,
So So, yes, we'll connect, that's a great idea.
Okay. Anyone else have something that they'd like to share?
I was just gonna say that one of the things I do to connect to spirit actually is have sitting in front of you, pulling cards. And that's something that the three of us do together, we pull our journal, and it's just so nourishing and insightful and connective, it's, yeah, so, love to see that.
I like it. Well, I brought these just in case someone wanted to pull a card. And I brought this book. These are messages from the archangels. And so you can just, open a page, or you can choose a number between 1 and 365. Anyone else want to share something?
I think that my little aha moment is that, realizing that one of the things that I do for myself that I really enjoy is to contemplate the idea of grace. And when I'm at the end of my tether, and when I'm just, I ask for grace, and the feeling of, like a light, stepping into that area of light, and then seeing what direction that light is moving, and following it, and walking in grace is something that helps me to keep things from exploding around me.
Anyone else? I appreciate how open you all came here, and for being here with your hearts and not just your minds. It changes the experience for all of us. So remember how we started, noticing our chair and our hips and our feet on the ground. You don't have to change your breath, but maybe just noticing it, noticing how your body feels. Remembering that your body naturally knows how to be in perfect health, how to be in alignment, knows how to heal and repair and recover, knows how to find its way. It can always find its way. And there's one really important mantra and practice. It might start off intellectual, but it can become embodied. And it will be the greatest assistance to you in every season of life. And it is to remind yourself that you can completely love and accept yourself exactly the way you are. Not after you lose 10 pounds, not after you exercise every day for a year, not after you fill in the blank. But you can completely love and accept yourself exactly the way you are right now. And from this place, well-being can flow, acceptance, beauty, grace, love, peace, joy. Because truly, you are perfect in every way. And you bring a piece to the puzzle that no one else can. As you take your next inhalation, I want you to draw up everything you desire and need right now, up from the earth. Feel it and watch it move all the way up through your body and move out the top of your head, going up into the cosmos, up into the sky, and then slowly falling back down to the earth. You are the expert on you. Thank you for spending this evening with me. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Oh yeah, anyone can get an angel message. I have an angel message book, and my mom will be here next. What you want? Yes, be here next month. And then I have 2 decks. This is a white light oracle and a spirit animal oracle, and then I have sparks of creativity. You can draw a little match that might have the message. Yeah, my mom's in. This is my mom. She's gonna be here next month.
Yes, so, next month we'll have the final of this series of the Aging with Grace and Wellness. And Diana Toms will be here, and we're always on the 3rd Wednesdays. And so that's October 18th, and we'll start again at 6 o'clock here at the library. And she'll be talking about perimenopause and menopause and everything surrounding that time in our life. The many
things.
years. It can be,
The world.
So thank you very much.